Shalom, Lord Christ. I'm preaching novice of 1,000, Tamayam. I got with me preaching novice of 1,000, Sharatazah Halak, and we are teaching the I.S.U.P.K history and news. All right, the I.S.U.P.K Florida history and news. Today class is about the unconquered Florida Seminole. All right, and the reason why I say the unconquered Florida Seminole, because the Seminole tribe that's in Florida, that's, call themselves unconquered, they are, well known in the United States, in the USA history, for not surrendering to the oppressor, to the colonizer, man. They did not surrender. All right. The colonizers seen Florida as a place they wanted. Who don't want Florida? Like, look at the nice, coastal lines in Florida, the nice beaches. That's a good piece of land to have. But that land belonged to the Seminoles, man. But this oppressor, who is really the natural born criminal of the earth, Donald Trump want to call black people the natural born criminals. Natural born criminals are people that invade your land, the land that God gave you, and try to take it away from you, and then say God wanted them to have it, aka manifest destiny. All right, and this is what's going on. The oppressor trying to manifest destiny on the Seminoles, but guess what? It couldn't happen. The Florida Seminole fought back and won so many times, man. All right? And these are the wars. These are the defeats and losses that America don't want you to know about. But all you got to do is go on the internet. It's right there. And if you don't want to go on the internet, click on I.S.U.P.K history and news. And you'll see the history you need to learn. All right? But with that, Sharatazah, can you read that article, Baba Kashaw?
Gone. Let me see. Wait a second. All right. Native Hope. Known for their staunch resistance to relocation and commitment to their cultural roots, the Seminole Native Americans created a name for themselves in American history. Their legacy includes innovative housing solutions, inclusive communities, 3 wars, and being the only tribe who never signed a final peace treaty.
Yeah, they are the tribe that did not surrender. All right. The peace treaty was about them moving out of Florida, getting out of Florida, and letting the United States have all of that land mass in Florida. You had a small group of Seminoles that say, the hell with that. I'm not leaving my land. And they fought back. And they gave the United States a good spanking, man. A good tail whooping. And the United States, they remember it. Especially Florida. That's why Florida State named their college football team the Seminoles. Because they liked the way they fought back. They liked the way that the Seminoles triumphed against the United States, against a place that this whole world think can never be beaten. My people, man, they look at America as they're a superpower. America is a superpower because they got Black Hispanics and Native American Indians over here giving them their spirit. That's why America is a superpower. Once we take away our spirit away from America, America will be a third world country, man. Hell, America won't be nothing. It'll be worse than a third world country. It will fall into smithereens. That's why they keep us divided. That's why they give us different names to take away our true identity, which is the Israelites. They want us to know that. That's power amongst black and brown people to know that. That's
Right.
why the Christian church get funded by the government so much, because the Christian church do a hellified job keeping us divided. The name of the game is to divide and conquer. And the Christian church is doing an amazing job supporting the United States and hiding the true identity of black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. All right? By making us think that black people are African, making Hispanic people think they white, you know,
Right.
all kind of foolishness, man. Look at my Dominican brothers. My Dominican brothers, man, they black, just like me. Look at my skin color. But they'll swell up and down, they're white. You know? Hey, man. But that's what happens when you fall victim to these oppressors, man. All right. So let's get back into the article. Bible control.
Gone. I gotta add to that.
Uh-huh.
What you were saying about the what you just said about how they try to take our spirit away.
Uh-huh.
Because I remember you was telling me about the Seminoles. They the ones that, the oppressor took guerrilla warfare from them.
Right.
The oppressor learned guerrilla warfare from the Seminoles, man. Because the Seminoles were fighting guerrilla warfare in the swamps. The black Seminoles fought in guerrilla style, hiding in the swamps. You know what I mean? Ambushing these Edomites, and that's also biblical because Israel has always been warriors, and when we serve the Most High, we've always been warriors. Not suit and tie wearing Christians. You know what I'm saying? If I could, I want to pull a precept real quick, if I could.
Anytime you want. You ain't got to ask.
Okay, it says, the book of Judges, chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, and when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord raised up a deliverer to the children of Israel, who delivered them, even Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel and went out to war. And the Lord delivered Cushan, Reshathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hands, and his hand prevailed against Cushan, Risathaim. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but the point is just like the Lord raised up Gideon, man, and Samson, he raised up warriors like what's his name? The Black Seminole Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Lord raised up, Gideon and Samson, man, he raised up warriors like the Black Seminole Indians, because that's our spirit.
Right.
That's what I wanted to add to that.
Yeah, right, man. Hey, man, I like that, man. Man, the Seminole Indians history is so important to learn because it's black and brown history. I know in the public schools they teach you to learn about black history, but they'll never say black and brown history. So if you want to learn black and brown history, look into the I.S.U.P.K, man. We got black and brown history over here, man. Right? We'll teach you about the Seminole Indians, how they defeated these damn oppressors, these pilgrims, man. All right? And I like what you brought out about how the Most High will raise up saviors, to deliver his people from the hands of these oppressors. When you learn about the Seminole Indians, man, you'll learn about men like his name John Horse, Osceola. You had all kind of men that was raised up amongst the Seminoles that fought back the oppressor, man, and led their people into victory. And they only had a small amount of people, man. These oppressors had a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of troops that came to come and conquer the Seminoles, the Seminole Indian. But guess what? The Seminole Indian defeated these oppressors because they had knowledge of the land. These oppressors, they have the knowledge of the land. You understand?
Right.
The knowledge of the land was what type of stuff to put on their skin, so the mosquitoes won't unalive them with their disease they had inside of them. You know what I'm saying? These oppressors, they were dying from malaria or bacteria that was inside the waters, that was inside the swamps. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff that the Everglades swamps have inside of them, or swamps in Florida, period. They use the environment, the land, to defeat the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
So it's so important that you learn these glorious stories. You learn the history of your ancestors, how they prevail against their enemies, because these oppressors are our enemies, man. Okay? But let's read it about the Florida State article about why they named themselves the Seminole Indians, man. The Florida State Seminoles. Baba Kashaw.
God, it says Florida State University named itself the Seminoles to honor the resilience and spirit of the Seminole tribe of Florida, the indigenous people of the area who entrusted the university with their name after the tribe was never conquered by the U.S. government. The name was chosen by FSU students in 1947 through a vote and has been supported by the Seminole tribe of Florida, who gave permission for the university to use the name and related imagery in a resolution in 2005.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And hey, man, they recognize these people. And
Mm-hmm.
what? Black people in America, Hispanic people in America, Native American Indian, you know, black and brown people, we always need to recognize the story of the Florida Seminole Indian, how they didn't back down, how they stood up. Because that's the spirit we need to be in, man, especially today, especially right now. That's the spirit we need to be in, man. We need to understand to never make agreements, covenants with the oppressor, because they never keep their word.
Right.
So why should you keep yours? Why should you even give your word to a thief? How the hell can you make an agreement with a thief and expect for him to do what's right? What a thief gonna do? Steal. But this oppressor, he does more than steal. He steals, unalives, and destroys whatever comes in his path. What he does, the Bible says that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. These oppressors have unalived us so much in the past, the present, and they're gonna do it in the future. Hell, they are lynching us from trees. In 2025, I thought we supposed to be free. America said black people are free. Then why are we still being unalive? By being hanged on a tree. This brother down there in Mississippi got hung from a tree. And when they found the brother, his arms and legs was found broken. Don't you know Christ, our Savior, when he was hung on a cross, they did the same thing to him? His arms and his legs, they broke it. Huh? But you can't tell we are the same people according to the Bible.
Yep.
Come on, man. Y'all seen the movie when Christ was on the cross? How they broke his knees and his legs and his limbs, and they put a spear in the side when they hung him on a tree. These devils ain't just satisfied with just hanging you on a tree. Y'all better learn about that story of strange fruit. How they cut that sister belly open, while they was hanging her, and her baby came out of her stomach.
Yeah, Mary Turner.
Yeah, Mary Turner, man.
Mm-hmm.
And when that baby came out of her stomach, they stepped on that baby head, man. They not dissatisfied with this lynching you. They not dissatisfied with putting a knee on your neck until you pass out and be dead. They want your spirit, man. They want your spirit. And you know what they do? They colonize you. They colonize. First, they destroy who you are. Then they make you take on their spirit. And guess what it's called today? It's not called colonizing today. It's called Christianity.
Yep.
All right. So let's get Psalms chapter 55, verse 20, Bible.
Psalms chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Uh-huh.
He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
The reason why I brought out this scripture, because the I.S.U.P.K history and news class, we're going to have a series about the treaties that the Seminole Indians was offered by the oppressor. And we're going to learn the history of these treaties, these so-called agreements that the oppressor wanted the Seminoles to take part in, but the Seminole Indian never surrendered, never backed down, and stayed on their land. They held their post like
Right.
a soldier's supposed to, man. And that's what Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to do. We need to be like the Florida Seminoles, man. The Haitians that fought back the oppressor back in the day, man, when they fought back the French. You understand?
Right.
We need to remember our people that fought back. We don't need to remember Martin Luther King, who didn't fight back. He didn't fight back. You know what I'm saying? The hell with him. The hell with your pastor or any Negro that we learned about in history that didn't fight back, because guess what? America teach us to embrace them. And that's why we on the bottom, because we are embracing losers. MLK is a loser.
Right.
Understand? That's why we losing. All right? Read that from the top again, warrior.
Psalms 55 and verse 20.
Uh-huh.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Man, isn't that a coincidence, man, that this is in the Bible? No, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. A Christian, but this is prophecy, man, about the white, the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? This is prophecy. And also, this also happens, you know. These oppressors don't keep their promises. They don't keep their word. And Black people, we know about the oppressor not keeping his word. We know about 40 acres and a mule. Something we never got. And also, this so-called freedom he said he gave us, we never got it. Don't you know the oppressor gave the Native American Indians 380-something arrangements, treaties that they were supposed to keep, but they broke all of them.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, by us learning that history, that should tell you that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and we should never believe in nothing he says, man. Donald Trump, you know, these are going to be my last words. Donald Trump, before Donald Trump got in that office, Donald Trump had a good, glorious speech about Black people. You know what I'm saying? He said, Black people built America. Black people are amazing. They did all of this and they did all of that. But as soon as Donald Trump got in that office, he started deporting Mexicans, Haitians. He started making new laws to keep Black people on the bottom, to make us suffer, to be in hell even more. That's why you don't believe in nothing they say, because they are snakes in the grass, man. You understand? When they try to give you a compliment or give you anything that comes out of their hands, understand it is war they seek. It is to make you weak. It is to blind you in your mind, to make you think you could trust them. Whole time they finna stab you with a knife so long in your back. The Native American Indian had this experience, this betrayal when they first came over here, when these oppressors put smallpox in their blankets.
Yep.
Don't you know the oppressor brought rats to America? Wasn't rats over here like that. They brought rats over here. This how disgusting they are, man. They didn't take baths, so they bought other kind of plagues over here too. You know, instead of showing some appreciation to the Native American Indians for Squanto showing them how to bathe, they resented that. But they got the nerve to call you the savage when they the savage. They said taking baths every day was unhygienic. You know, it was not hygienic at all. It's not clean. But they want to say you're the savage. The real savage is a man that don't have manners, that don't have integrity, don't have morals. Just go on your land and lie to you and stab you in your back and take your land and turn around and call you the illegal immigrant, call you the alien. That's the savage, man. All right. So you got anything else to say, Shabbat?
Con, I was gonna bring out one more precept.
Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 1 and 9 and 10. It says, and he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. See, we got to remember that this is one of the reasons why the oppressor, he's afraid of black and brown unity. You understand? Like the U.S. government spent millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying, and lost thousands of soldiers, man, just to stop the Seminoles, just to stop the black Seminoles. You know what I mean? And because of the unity between the blacks and the natives, it terrified him. Like this oppressor was trying to wipe them out.
Right.
Completely wipe them out. You know what I'm saying? So the same fear that Pharaoh had of Israel and Egypt, you know what I'm saying? The oppressor today has that same fear. You know what I'm saying? He also had that same fear with the black Seminoles in Florida. He has it today. It's the same fear that he had back then. It's the same spirit, the same fear. Fear of us uniting and rising up and becoming strong, man.
Right.
And that's why it's important for us to understand that these black Seminoles, man, mean something, man. And we got to understand that they're the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And we are the children of Israel because we united. We came together and we helped them. And they helped us.
That's right. That's right. And they are the tribe of Reuben.
Mm-hmm.
The firstborn son of Jacob.
Right.
You know? And I'm glad you brought that out, because that slipped my mind. To bring out how the tribe of Reuben, the Seminoles, helped black people, the tribe of Judah, escape the plantation, man.
Right.
You know, it was called the first Underground Railroad, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Mose, St. Augustine, Florida. All right? If you ever drive through Florida, you'll see a sign when you get like an hour away from Jacksonville. It'll say what is called Florida or the United States, if I'm not mistaken, oldest town, St. Augustine, Florida.
Mm.
I don't know if you ever seen it, Shabbat. I've seen it all the time. When you ride, when you ride through there, you'll see it. All right, and also they got all kind of historical sites, St. Augustine, and if I'm not mistaken, they still got Fort Mose for you to go and see.
Mm.
All right, but that is so glorious, man, that black and brown people have this history, man, about the Seminole Indians helping black people get free from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama. You know, they helped slaves get free. And oppressor didn't like that, man. So they sent Andrew Jackson. He's like one of the main villains. if not the main villain of the Seminole Wars, because he came and tried to make the Seminole Indians leave their land, man, and they went to war with that oppressor, man. You know, you also had Negro Fort, where they fought back. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know, they had a long good win, a long good scrimmage against the oppressor, a long good scrimmage, but they had to retreat down south, further and further, to the point they got down to the Everglades, man. All right, and that was a good thing because the oppressor, you know, he couldn't beat them down south. They was getting ate up by pythons, alligators, you know, mosquitoes. So while they thought they was winning, man, they met a opponent they couldn't beat, and it's called Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Or God. The land ate them up. So in the end, the Seminole Indian got their victory, man. You understand? Yeah. I like to hear about these stories when our oppressors were getting ate up by pythons and crocodiles and stuff like that, alligators, because you know Florida got crocodiles and alligators. But I like to hear those stories because now you are hearing about alligator Alcatraz. How you got Donald Trump trying to get our people to get eaten up by pythons and alligators if they escape alligator Alcatraz. But learn about the Seminole Wars, and you'll see why these devils got smoked with us, huh?
God.
You see why they got smoked with us, because the Seminoles was tearing their behind up, and they was getting ate up by snakes and alligators and mosquitoes and flesh-eating bacteria that's in the waters of the Everglades.
Yeah. And Fort Mose also proves the spirit of Israel. Like we always had the spirit to not be in captivity. We always fought for freedom, man.
Right.
But the oppressor teach us about pilgrims and the founding fathers. You know what I'm saying? But never teaches us about the first free black town in America, about Fort Mose, about Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? That's the hypocrisy of this place.
Right.
They want you to learn about some old raggedy Andrew Jackson and they're, you know, the founding fathers and whatnot, George Washington and all that garbage, but they never teach you that your spirit was not supposed to be. You don't have the spirit of someone who surrenders to captivity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Damn right, man. Also, too, man, me and Shiraz are going to bring out a lot of these cities that's named after these oppressors, man. You know, like Jacksonville, Miami-Dade, you know, Gainesville. A lot of these cities are named after oppressors that unalived us.
Right.
But they want to get rid of your history. But they push their history on you by naming the city you live in after their, you know, soldiers that unalived our ancestors, man. So if you want to get rid of our history, get rid of the names of these cities.
Yep.
Get rid of the names of these counties.
Yep.
Yeah, be fair. But they don't want to be fair. That's why it's so important that we forget about American history, because American history is straight up lies and garbage. Let's learn about Israelite history, Black and brown history. All right? But you got anything else to say, Sharadazar?
Nah, you're right. I'm gonna end it with this. Like a lot of these bridges and streets, you know what I'm saying, are named after grandmasters, Ku Klux Klans, dragons. What is it, Grand Dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them named after them. So get rid of that.
Right. Right.
Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. But with that, this is the I.S.U.P.K. Florida History and News. I am Priest and Officer of 1,000 Tamayam, and I got with me my main man, Sharadazar Halak, Priest and Officer of 1,002. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.